We got Zaid Omar, the president of FC Kapstadt, as well as the tournament. Zaid, thank you for taking this interview, and just a bit about the cup and its background.
So we started the Kapstadt Cup as a fundraiser in 2010, along with the hype of the 2010 FIFA World Cup, which was obviously held or hosted here in South Africa. We needed a fundraiser. We had a think tank. We did some research as to what would be the best sort of fundraiser that would benefit the entire Western Cape. We came up with a Grassroots football festival for under 7, under 8, under 9, up until under 12. We felt that grassroots football is the most important phase of any athlete, and so we looked around and found that there weren't enough quality, almost international standard grassroots football competitions in the Western Cape. Of course, there's no true development without competition. As much as you can train, you need quality competition. Now, there's a lot of grassroots football competitions out there, but we felt that there was a need, when we identified through our research that there's a need for a high-quality grassroots football festival. So we came up with the Kapstadt Cup, obviously representing Kapstadt, Cape Town, and of course it's linked to our club name, FC Kapstadt. So we started it in 2010, and then from there it's evolved from a regional event to a national event, and of course in 2020, before the pandemic hit us, we of course had every intention to evolve it to an international competition, and of course it was all held back and halted by the pandemic. Earlier this year we moved down a couple of levels in the restrictions, and of course we received sanctioning, but sanctioning behind closed doors, which meant we couldn't have spectators at the event. We made a decision: do we have the event, don't we have the event? We felt that it was important for the kids to come out and play again. The risks of not playing, or the risks of kids staying home, is greater than kids actually contracting the virus, or even, I mean, the percentage or the fraction of kids, or if there is any, kids contracting the virus is very minute, or not even existent.
Fantastic. All right, and then how was the preparation post-COVID leading up to this week?
So it's been a difficult phase for us to host the event this year. It's been probably the most difficult time ever in the history of hosting the Kapstadt Cup. Firstly, we weren't able to host spectators. Of course, we rely on gate takings for our fundraising, food sales, and so on. And of course, our corporate partner chose not to be involved as a result of no return on investment through corporate advertising, marketing, and exposure. So we had to come up with a plan that, of course, made the event possible. So the City of Cape Town is one of our partners. They're helping us in terms of making the event possible. But what made it more difficult, we didn't have our usual tournament venue, Hartleyvale and Multipark, available to ourselves, because obviously the hockey stadium at Hartleyvale was not available because the hockey season was still on, the cricket season and Multipark was still on, so we weren't able to have the entire Multipark and Hartleyvale available to ourselves. But it was a blessing in disguise, but also a very challenging time. The City of Cape Town then assisted in making Athlone Stadium available to us, and that is an historic achievement for the event and for South African football. I can't remember if there ever was a grassroots football competition played at an international facility like Athlone Stadium, ever. I certainly can't remember if it ever happened in my time. Of course, our intention was always to have Athlone Stadium, or even DHL Stadium, or Cape Town Stadium, involved as part of our international format plan. And then, of course, we also got the Greenpoint Urban Park, as well as the shared fields next to the Athletic Stadium as part of the event. So the kind of the landscape or the match venues of the competition changed, but I think it added some excitement, but it also added a massive amount of logistical issues onto the organizing committee to make the event happen. But I think all the kids are enjoying it. We'll do anything to try and sacrifice to make the dreams of grassroots football as a reality. So that's our vision. Our vision is to try and make dreams a reality. What is that dream? Every kid dreams of playing in the biggest stadiums in the world against the biggest clubs. So that's the vision of the Kapstadt Cup. Of course, what is the added significance of that? Developing players, creating a platform for development, and of course, as I said earlier, there's no true development without competition, but you've got to play against the best in the world. We need to play against the best in the world in the best stadiums in order for us to expedite development at grassroots level.
Fantastic. And then just to end off, some words of encouragement for all the players taking part. I know your son is a part of the game. I think he's on the ball at the moment. But for him and all of the other kids that are taking part in the tournament.
The most important thing is, of course, for kids at this level to enjoy it. You know, there's a certain amount of intensity in terms of wanting to win the competition, but enjoyment is the most important part. But you won't be able to enjoy yourself if you don't apply discipline to training, and of course attending to the culture and the disciplines of every club. Discipline is a very important aspect of the Kapstadt Cup. You know, we aspire to the play and respect initiative from Cape Town Tigerberg. So yeah, play with respect.
Fantastic. And how many teams took part?
So this normally, outside of the pandemic, in a normal world, we normally have about 100 teams made out of 45 clubs, consisting of 1,300 players. We reduced the size of the competition in 2021 as a result of the pandemic to kind of have a socially distanced competition. So at the moment, we're on around 750 players with around 25 teams consisting of about 36 clubs. So yeah, between under 8 and under 16. So yeah, it's a slightly different format. Yeah. But the intensity and the joy and the standard of the competition remains the same.
All right. And some of the highlights from the other teams, I saw Mamelodi Sundowns, and is there other teams from outside of the Western Cape?
Yeah. So of course we had Mamelodi Sundowns, Stellenbosch FC, the PSL clubs, clubs like Cape Town Spurs who are on the NFD, but they're certainly not finding it easy. The clubs out there, the amateur clubs out there, are actually giving them a decent run, which shows that it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be in the PSL to have a good academy side. There's a lot of good competition here, but also the competition, the tournament is all about providing opportunities for clubs who don't necessarily get the chance to play at these venues or in high-level quality competition. So we're trying to create opportunities out there.
Fantastic, Mr. Zaidomar. Thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure.
Awesome.